These hatchlings are ready to explore. Once they're out of their shell, they're ready to transition to life in the water. And today, with some help from Kevin Andrewen, the chairman of the Gales Point Wildlife Sanctuary, the baby turtles were released. And they made their way down to the beach, some slowly, others with a bit more excitement to test out the waters.
These hatchlings will go and they will swim constantly 24 hours at a mile an hour until they reach out, and then they will sometimes hang out with under the reef, or sometimes to circle some graph, and sometimes the tide will take them right back to Southern Lagoon and Gales Point, and then they will just feed and eventually grow up. After like 2 weeks, they will want to feed. So they will look for food around. And if they rush up back into the lagoon where it's kind of safe for them, they will just grow up in there. And after so much years, maybe 25 to 30 years time, they will come back and maybe start a nest on this beach.
For more than a month, Andrewen has been monitoring this nest because it's believed that 100 plus hawksbill eggs are inside. And during the 2 months the eggs take to hatch, they are under constant threat. And that is why the nests are covered with wires and the area is marked.
Well, these nests have over 12 predators that really go and attack them, include the ants and the worm for the hatchling. Because when, especially like how we have a lot of rain, you will find the quaty, what you call the quash, and the raccoon and fox out on the beach feeding. The only thing that saves these nests, because they are close to area that people develop, and they have maybe their dogs and so that will come out sometime in the day and they will smell the dog, and a lot of people will visit. That will reduce the risk for the predators. But in like in Site 1, we already have 4 nests that is completely destroyed in Site 1 already, because there's not much people traffic there in the night or so.
And today he's back to check up on them, where we discovered mostly empty shells, a sign that the hatchlings had left. But to our surprise, a few were still inside and they needed some help.
We'll assume that it lay a little bit over 130 eggs, maybe 140 to 45. We'll get the accurate size, and we know that it's a Hawksbill. And then, as I say, I come back before the nest hatch to remove the wire, at least maybe 5 days before, I assume. And some of them hatch within the exact 60 days, the one on top. But the one on the bottom, some of the one on the bottom, within the changing of the rain, change the temperature, and some of them have a delay. Get 100 shells total from out of the nest. At least I would say about around 97 of them went out on their own, and we found the other 3 trapped in the nest, which could make it on their own, because those ones are to the bottom, and they need a teamwork. When one starts to shake on top, the sand will eventually float and go to the bottom and raise them up, so that there's a teamwork for them to make it. And those 3 that we see trapped to the bottom, the team already left those 3.
But among those shells left behind, more than 20 others never made it out, and it is mostly because of the changing climate. But despite the bad eggs, for more than 100 hatchlings to make it is good news for Andrewen. That is because the hawksbill turtle across the world is an endangered species, critically endangered in some regions. And while the hatchlings appear excited to go into the sea, there they will face a number of risks.
And then after these turtle hatch and go to the sea, they have the fish, they have the bird, they have a lot of things that will want to eat them. So they are at risk.
Are they at risk from perhaps humans down here?
Well, when they get big and get big enough, humans will want to catch them in nets sometime and eat them also. And some people want to catch them for the shells. So you see the amount of danger that a turtle have to go through before return back to nest.
The Gales Point nesting beach is known to be one of the most important nesting beaches across the Caribbean. Along this beach, critically endangered turtle species like the hawksbill, loggerhead, and green turtle would nest. And here they're protected by the Gales Point Wildlife Sanctuary and the wider Gales Point community. And Andrewen says the work is paying off.
I walk from the bar mouth, which is Site 1, and we're standing right here in Site 4. From the bar mouth Site 1 to Site 4, we have over 35 nests already. And in this month, we will have a high number of nests. Sometime every night, we have 2 or 3 turtle up in August, which is one of the highest nesting season, July and August. This is the largest nesting beach, and yes, a high population. And what I'm seeing this year is very good, because right here in site, this is site 4, this turtle here that we come back to nest, missing for like 5 years. And then at least it start return, because for over 3 years we didn't have much activity in site 4, and now we start to have it early in June and July, which is very good.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.